There we go. So everybody watched the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I stayed up till 3 because I'm put it off to the last minute.
I mean, I get that. I would have done the same.
You did do the same, and that's why you failed to watch JoJo's.
I mean, that's for a different thing, Burger. That's for cultural exchange.
All right.
We're not doing cultural exchange today for obvious reasons.
Because we have no culture to exchange.
Well, it's a thing that's just me and Burger, where like I'll give him something to consume, then he gives me something to consume. So far, it's been Star Wars books from me and animes from him.
Yeah.
It's been not great for some of these animes.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course, you would say that. All right, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Thoughts?
It's a Marvel movie. It's fine. Like this movie was all just memes, and like you can't be that mad at memes.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
Yeah.
Like this movie was the bridge between us as kids and kids today,
I can
and
see
their
that.
love for Spider-Man. That's exactly what this was.
Well, what about the ones who grew up with Garfield Spider-Man?
Is that the middle one?
Yeah,
That's the same thing. They're
Peter
in that
3.
bridge.
Yeah. The one that we don't acknowledge at all.
we still
Yeah.
acknowledge him. We just acknowledge that Sony really fucked that one up. He was a perfectly okay Spider-Man and somewhat Peter Parker, but just whatever they fucking did with those movies in terms of the writing was just not great. As far as like who's a better Peter Parker, probably Tobey Maguire.
I'd say Garfield.
You think
Say
so?
Holland.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Peter Parker's supposed to be kind of like nerdy, geeky, and like I think Tobey really nailed that, while Garfield was a little bit more kind of sort of cool kid skater boy.
Wasn't that he was a cool kid? He was just Garfield Spider-Man. He was more of a smartass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Because the thing is, the whole smartass thing, that's something that Spider-Man does when he's Spider-Man. He doesn't do it as Peter Parker.
yeah. Yeah,
I
like-
don't know.
I love Tom Holland Spider-Man, but outside of his scenes where he's acting like Spider-Man, he's not Spider-Man.
He's just
Not that
Tom
nerdy.
Holland.
The
doing-
nerdiest thing that they play up is like him and his buddy play with Legos.
and
like,
they're going
yeah,
to
he's
MIT.
smart.
Or
Yeah,
they're trying
he's
to
this.
get to MIT.
But he's just that fucking cute kid who gets the girl. Like, there was really no, I'm an outcast, you know?
Well,
Tobey Maguire
that's starting
was
to
at an
happen
outcast
now.
feel.
Like the ending of this movie, he loses pretty much everything. He's just on
Yeah.
his own, broke kid, can't go to
But I think-
school.
But I think that was like,
The first time he feels like Spider-Man is also the end of this movie.
Yeah.
yeah, it seems like his entire existence in Marvel was to build up the end of this movie, where he actually becomes Spider-Man, the outcast. Doesn't really
Yeah,
know a
that's-
lot of people, you know? Like, but you had to
That's-
wait how many hours of screen time for him to become Spider-Man?
I did say that this
I
was
get
a
it.
3-hour or 3-movie origin story for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
For him to
Finally-
become the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
He has his
Yeah.
own suit that he finally builds. He's not reliant on anybody else for anything anymore.
He's
as
in the
oppo-
same fucking apartment, pretty
Yeah,
He
much.
like
built his first suit.
Yeah, his first
Yeah,
suit
he
was like
did.
a hoodie and like some goggles.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's Spider-Man's first suit.
Was it?
And
I
like
don't
all the
remember.
movies.
Was it really a hoodie? Because I remember him having a mask and like it wasn't
Remember
a great
that-
mask, but
He
he had
didn't
a-
wear it, but yeah, it had a hoodie on it.
Yeah. Remember Scarlet Spider, whose entire costume was a hoodie?
Okay, that's a different thing. We're talking about like the whole clone fucking saga and stuff. And even then, Ben Reilly's a piece of shit. It's all about Kane. That's the better Scarlet Spider. But just seeing all these villains come back on the screen was also great. Willem Dafoe
Dude.
didn't miss a beat.
Dude, William
William
Dafoe.
Dafoe was great.
It's got to be like just how he can just fucking flip that switch,
Yeah.
and it's like, boom, he's the Goblin.
He was
like,
You know how
definitely-
bad I am at. You know how bad I am at actors. Who was the guy who did Electro in this one?
Who did what? You broke up again?
Who was the guy who did
Electro.
Electro?
That was Jamie Foxx.
That's what I
he's
thought.
way better in here.
Oh yeah, they definitely redeemed his Electro
Yeah.
from the other movie.
I hated his character in the other one, but
Yeah,
yeah,
He was
they
pretty
like-
good in this one.
He looked so awesome.
yeah.
They made the lizard guy just fuck off.
They
didn't
definitely
know
they
what
didn't give
to
him
do
like
with him.
any lines or anything. They were just like, "Hey, we're gonna just have you in there."
Yeah. I did like that they had like those 4 villains because those are like the iconic Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
Doc Ock, I love that guy.
Well, I mean, they
Whenever-
grabbed all
whenever
the
I think of-
villains. They grabbed all the villains they could from the 5 other movies.
Yeah.
The only one they couldn't
didn't-
grab was Venom because they just didn't do Venom.
Well, and the Rhino, but like they talked
Yeah.
about him. At
Well, yeah,
least.
but the Rhino wasn't really a villain because like he like shows up in the beginning of the second movie, and he gets defeated, and he's not even in the suit, and then he's like right before the end credits in the last movie, and you don't actually see the fight, so Rhino doesn't really count. But he was there when the whole universe is like splitting apart. He's one of the guys you can kind of see at the threshold.
Mhm.
They didn't get the second Green Goblin.
They didn't. I don't know.
No, but
Well, it didn't. What's his face kind of get sort of canceled?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
I don't think they
probably
got
why.
Franco, right? James Franco.
Yeah, James. And then there was also Dane DeHaan. He was also the Goblin in.
Why didn't they have a Miles Morales in this one either?
Well, they didn't. They haven't had a Miles Morales in any of the movies except for the animated movie so far.
Yeah, I think
Wait,
they wanna
you-
save it. They're doing a Spider-Verse 2. Like they have that trailer. I think they're just saving him for Spider-Verse 2.
Yeah.
I figured they would put at least a cameo or something in for him.
I mean, maybe they've had a sort of a cameo for like not Gwen Stacy.
fuck that. Where's Spider
Cindy
Pig?
Moon. Spider Pig. You want Spider Pig? You mean Spider
John
Ham?
Mulaney.
Spider Ham.
They did have Cindy Moon kind of show up in, I think, in like the first or the second Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. She plays Silk. She's a newish Spider character. But I don't know what's going to happen there. Yeah.
It's good. Doc. You gotta appreciate the Doc.
So the end credit one, that was the guy who did Venom before, right?
That was
Yeah, I think
Tom Hardy as Venom. But the thing is, they basically show that Tom Hardy's Venom movies are a separate universe from the MCU because he
Yeah.
just disappears. But you see, the
Is that
little
like
drop- the little
Deadpool going
drop.
back in time and shooting himself so he's not Green Lantern at the
Maybe.
end of the movie?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But he does leave a little bit of the symbiote there, so we can kind of see that they're going towards that.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Does that work?
Sure, it's a symbiote. They're fucking just annoying.
But
like that.
every other piece of existence of the other guys when they left with them.
yeah.
So why would
Well,
would
maybe
this thing
it has
stay?
something to do with the fact that like the symbiotes evolve like very very fast, and like that one piece evolved, and so the magic was like, that's not what I was looking for, and it just leaves it behind.
Yeah.
I mean,
So then
that's a
who's
stretch.
gonna
It's
become-
a stretch, but we'll see.
Who's gonna become fucking
Flash.
Venom?
I imagine Flash.
I mean, that Flash character is the worst character in the movie.
He is, but I mean, why not make him
Yeah.
even worse and make him a villain?
I think they're gonna make his. You think they're gonna make Tom Holland's chunky best friend kid like
A bad guy? Yeah, definitely.
Hobgoblin?
Definitely.
Like
I think that
Hobgoblin.
happens in the comics. Like because I think in Ultimate Spider-Man that happens. Because I think there's a character that's similar to that kid in Ultimates, but I'm not sure. I haven't really read Ultimates. But it was really nice to see Toby and Garfield just like show up and have their own kind of style. Like you even see it in their swinging. Their swinging styles are all different. The way they land is all different.
Sure.
Like that
Toby
they all
still look
freaked
like
out.
Toby from like 20
Toby
years
looks
ago.
old. Toby looks old.
Toby, Toby
But he
had
still
back
had like
problems
the
on set.
same smirky grin.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure, but he definitely had back problems on set. And like, let's be honest here, like that he was old.
yeah.
Wait, that comes out of you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was so funny when they're all like, "What do you mean it comes out of you? Does it come out of any other places?"
The Avengers?
Like,
What is that?
I did like when Garfield was like, I feel kind of lame. All I ever did was fight blah blah blah, and they're like, no man, you were spectacular.
No, you said you're amazing. Because remember, his
No,
movies are the
no.
Amazing Spider-Man.
No, they're not. They're the spectacular Spider-Mans.
Nope.
Tobey Maguire's are the amazing.
Nope. Tobey Maguire's movies are just Spider-Man. Spider-Man
Spider-Man,
1,
yeah.
Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3.
The Sony ones are the spectacular Spider-Man.
No. They're all
Yeah, they
Sony
are.
ones. They're all Sony ones. Mind you. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans are all done by Sony. Garfield Spider-Mans are all done by Sony. And this one's a Sony Disney
I
product.
watched it like literally like 4 hours ago. They said spectacular.
And that's
Um,
crazy.
dude,
Oh,
Spider-Man,
Nehemiah said
Tobey
it.
Maguire, The Amazing Spider-Man, The Amazing
See?
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, you're saying spectacular. We're saying amazing. There's a difference. in those
Tobey
words.
Maguire is amazing. Garfield is spectacular.
No.
No, The Amazing Spider-Man
Andrew-
was 2012.
You can't even see my screen. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, The Amazing
Yeah.
Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man
You said
2.
okay.
It's like we're having an argument over this title. It's like you said you just literally watched them. What the hell's wrong
I
with
did.
you?
The line they said in the movie was
I'm
spectacular.
pretty sure you said amazing.
I don't know. That's irrelevant. But the movies are The Amazing Spider-Man.
Fucking words.
Yeah.
They're like the same
They-
word, but yeah.
They said
They're not. They're
"Man,
spelled different.
Garfield,
They're
you're
pronounced different.
great." It was the
Yeah.
fucking tiger guy,
I just
man.
want more interactions between the three Spider-Men. It was just so great. Like, Disney and Sony would be missing out on so much if they don't release just like a huge blooper reel of those three just interacting as Spider-Man.
Dude, so like the only scene I didn't like was like their intro. Like it was cool, but like when Garfield shows up and they're just like, "Prove you're Spider-Man, do this." And I'm just like, they played that scene out so much, and he sticks to the ceiling, and he's just like, "You don't need any more proof. I'm hanging from the ceiling." Like, I don't know, his level of sarcasm and acting in that scene, I just didn't like. They could have done better.
I think this scene holds on a little long, but I think his acting in it is fine.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not 100% a fan of Garfield Spider-Man. Like, I get the sarcasm, but it's so overplayed.
I think
On
Andrew's
every
favorite
single-
Spider-Man is Garfield because they share the same first name.
Yeah, that's it.
Andrew, it's gonna fucking. My buddy Andrew said something great about this movie. He liked it, but he didn't like it like 100%. But he said he said something, and I was just like, bro, that's like the most perfect way to describe this fucking movie.
And you can't remember what he said?
I can't fucking remember what he said because this was at like work 4
Thanks
days.
for bringing it up.
Yeah. Stupid brain.
I mean, your brain's kind of weird. You didn't even know that today we were supposed to record.
I was up really, really late playing video games.
It's important things.
Yeah.
And I had to finish printing the biggest miniature I've ever fucking made.
Oh, I saw that you posted that on Facebook.
It's so big, dude.
How long did it take for that to print?
That looks like a Diablo.
It's 25 hours.
25 hours. Jeez. How loud is that
Yeah.
printer?
Not loud at all. If
Okay.
I turned it on right now, you'd probably hear a very, very faint.
Okay.
Oh, it's one of the photovoltaic ones,
Hmm?
right?
Yeah, it's the Anycubic
Yeah.
Photon Mono 4K and then the wash machine. Then I got
Yeah.
all my shit.
We've got both of those. You can't hear those at all.
Yeah, they're so quiet.
Nerds.
They smell.
Yeah, you gotta like, anytime I'm messing with it, I wear a mask and open my windows and stuff.
Yeah.
Because resin is super, super poisonous.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun. You should
So
probably do that
anytime
in a
you touch
well-ventilated
resin,
area.
wear gloves and wear a mask and wash your hands directly after, please.
Do they recommend like operating that in a well-ventilated area?
They
They
do,
do.
but still wear
It's
a
in
mask
the corner of your
Yeah.
room
Wear
with
some
the
gloves.
windows closed.
and wash your hands.
What people do is they print like an enclosure to put up by their window so that they can just vent out. But
And really, I think the most dangerous part of getting the fumes is not necessarily it just being back here running, but it's when you take the top off or when it's in its wash machine, it actually smells a lot worse. So those are the important times when you're physically have the tops off of them, or when it's actively doing a wash and cure. That's generally when you want to. Like I'll step out of the room, I'll open my windows, blast the fan, and just kind of let it do its thing to finish up.
Okay.
Oh, hey,
And-
man,
and wear a
what
mask.
Great tangent this is.
Right? Like, nothing to do with Spider-Man. Although Spider-Man would totally probably be into this conversation.
It's true. Good point.
Oh fuck! I was gonna say something, but no.
Another thing you've forgotten?
No, I just printed a lot of these like really fucking cool guys, and I'm excited to paint. And I got the nerdiest thing ever. Boom!
Light.
A light so you can see
it's a light.
exactly what you're painting.
Light magnifying glass.
Oh, it
Nice.
has the magnifying glass. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I want to start like streaming and printing or painting, just talking to people and shit. But I'm buying another arm so like you can have like the view of just my hands.
That's cool.
Gonna stick a camera in the ceiling.
You could do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Change the
So
top.
we all pretty much enjoyed the movie. Definitely recommend. The question is, what are we going to do for the next episode?
I don't know. Honestly, I kind of want to talk about Mando.
You want to? Yes,
with
man.
that.
I want to do Mando as well, but Burger's like the only one who does not want to watch it.
The only reason I want to watch it is because
Oh, you
of
haven't
the
watched
last
it?
No, I've watched it. I'm
Okay.
caught up. I watched the last episode or the newest episode of Boba Fett yesterday,
Mhm.
Yep.
and my mind is like, okay, what are they gonna do with this?
Yeah.
Where is this timeline?
But let's save that. Let's save that.
Oh,
Let's save
I
that.
needless to say, I saw that, and Casey was like, Casey already knew, and I'm never on Facebook. I'm never paying attention to shit. So she said that, and I fucking leaned out of my chair, and I was just like, no. She's like just smiling at me. I'm like, I fucking know who it is.
Yeah. So
Oh.
great.
His screen representation
It's
was
oh my
awful.
god. We have to save it. We have to save it for the
Oh
cast.
my god. Want to talk?
All right. So what do we want to do for the next episode? Do we want to do all seasons of Mando and Book of Boba, or do we want to just do one or the other, or what?
Honestly, at this point, because they've been out for a while, I'd like to just talk about
The whole thing?
the whole
In
thing.
general,
Just like
yeah.
where it's matching up, because they're already. I mean, shit. The last 2 episodes of Boba Fett,
Or just Mandos.
they're just Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It was literally just a reason for them to talk more and have more Mando screen time. Which
all right. So we're just
I'll
gonna do.
fuck with it.
So all right. So next episode we're just gonna do all Mando, all Book of Boba.
Yeah, I say
All right.
do it.
All right. I'm okay.
I've been
with
wanting
that.
to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about it, and with who they just fucking introduced at the end of that episode, I'm like, okay, this can mean so much, and they can also fuck up so much,
Yeah.
which they're gonna. But at the end of the day, Star Wars fans, I think there are characters that they've been wishing for, and because he's in, I think they're gonna get him.
Yeah. All right. So there we go. Next episode. Mando season 1 and 2 and Book of Boba.
I
I'll
think.
try and finish. If I finish the episode after that, I want it to be
Finish.
an anime.
I think. Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Okay.